More radio links. Oh la la, we still have some stuff to go. Okay, so the transmitter and the receiver working principle. Any primary guidance and control system, blah, 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 blah. Okay, guys, this is what you need to know. A transmitter is abbreviated to TX, and a receiver is abbreviated to RX. Okay, number one, TX transmitter, RX receiver. Number two, a transmitter is something that sends data. A receiver is something that receives or gathers data. On a drone or in the whole UAS, a transmitter is an antenna that shoots a signal, and a receiver is a microchip that collects that signal. In human beings, what is our transmitter? Our lips, our voice. Okay, voice box, whatever it is. What is our receiver? There you go. The ears. Okay, so as long as you guys can make that correlation, then you'll be able to identify how the whole system works. Okay, the transmitter, in other words the antenna, sends a signal, in other words a sound, to a receiver, in other words eardrums. Okay, that's how the communication takes place. Cool. We already know what the receiver is. It's a little chip. I don't know if there's a picture here, but it's a little chip that they'll install onto the drone, and it'll act as like it's a radio link gatherer. So that's what actually will gather the radio waves that are shot up towards it from our transmitter, in other words, our remote control. So we talked about uplink, downlink, and data link. Data link was a general term for this type of communication link, okay? But we know uplink, we know downlink. Are you guys happy with those? Is the uplink to or from the drone? It's to the drone, the uplink. The uplink is to the drone, okay? If you guys struggle to remember that, remember that it doesn't work this way up and down. It works in upload and download, but you can think the drone is in the sky. Therefore, if we send something, it's going up. That's right. And we're on the ground. Therefore, if we gather some information, it's coming down. Okay. So the uplink is anything we send to the drone. What sort of information is that? Our command inputs. If we press forward on the remote control, the drone won't just know to go forward. The transmitter has to then send that signal to the drone, the receiver on the drone. The drone then understands that it must go forward. So any command inputs, any control of the drone is via the uplink. So then what information comes via the downlink? What does the drone tell us on the ground? This is more about information that the drone has that we don't have on the ground, that it sends to us. Who wants to take a guess? Yeah, image might be one, okay. Data, what type of data? Let's say I connect a screen to my remote control. What does it show me on that screen? Live view, one thing. There's many. Maybe temperature, depending how advanced the system is. What? Navigation. Mapping. You guys are missing the most basic one. Number one, battery life, and what's the second most basic one? Not time? Not satellites? The height. Boom, shot. The two things that you need to know when flying the drone. Guys, remember, the most obvious answer is the answer. Just 8. Direction, distance, direction. It's going to show you everything that is your telemetry. Okay, but you have primary telemetry and you have secondary telemetry. Primary telemetry is telemetry that you need to know now. For example, you need to know what height your drone is now. You need to know the speed that your drone is traveling now. If you've got live feed, you need to get that now because it's live, right? Secondary telemetry is what would we call your data logs. So secondary telemetry would be if you wanted to see which propellers were spinning faster at certain points in the flight. That is secondary telemetry. You're not going to see that on your screen, so it's not going to be via the downlink. That's why we have the third one, which is called the telemetry link. And that's where you're going to have your data logs, which will explain exactly what went on in the drone system throughout the flight. Do we understand?
Yes.
Yeah, well, yes.